the icy expanse of the Arctic, 1921, a year that would mark the beginning of an extraordinary tale of survival and resilience, a land of unforgiving beauty and perilous isolation. The Arctic, with its vast frozen landscapes, was both mesmerizing and deadly. It was here, on the desolate shores of Wrangel Island, that a young Inuit woman named Ada Blackjack would face her greatest challenge. A challenge that would test her endurance, her willpower, and her very spirit. Ada's journey began in Nome, Alaska, a bustling port at the edge of the known world. Nome was a place of opportunity and hardship, where dreams were made and broken. She joined a daring expedition to claim Wrangel Island for Canada. The expedition was a bold endeavor filled with promise and peril. The expedition promised adventure and a chance for a better life. For Ada, it was an opportunity to support her family and escape the hardships of her past. Little did Ada know, she would soon be tested like never before. The Arctic was a place where only the strongest survived, and Ada would have to summon every ounce of her strength and courage. The expedition, led by the ambitious Alan Crawford, consisted of 4 young men and Ada, hired as a seamstress and cook. Each member had their own reasons for embarking on this perilous journey. Their vessel, the Silver Wave, cut through the icy waters, carrying with it the dreams and aspirations of its crew. The ship was their lifeline, their hope, and their sanctuary in the frozen wilderness. They sailed towards the unknown, unaware of the unforgiving nature of the Arctic wilderness that awaited them. The journey ahead would be fraught with danger, testing their resolve and unity at every turn. Ada Blackjack was no stranger to hardship. Her life was a testament to the resilience and strength of the human spirit. Born in 1898 in a small Inuit village in Alaska, Ada's early years were steeped in the traditions and culture of her people. Ada's early life was marked by loss and resilience. She faced the harsh realities of life in the Arctic, where survival was a daily challenge. Orphaned at a young age, she was forced to navigate the challenges of a changing world. The loss of her parents left a void, but it also instilled in her a fierce independence. She endured forced assimilation in a Methodist mission school where she was forbidden from speaking her native language. The school sought to erase her cultural identity. Life at the mission was harsh. The strict discipline and rigid routines were a stark contrast to the freedom she had known. Ada yearned for the familiar rhythms of her culture, the stories told around the crackling fire, the connection to the land and her ancestors. But she persevered. She held onto her heritage in her heart. She learned the ways of the Western world, mastering English and the skills of sewing and cooking. These lessons were not just about survival, but about adaptation. These skills, though seemingly mundane, would prove vital in the crucible of the Arctic. They were tools that would help her face the unknown. They were a testament to Ada's quiet strength, her ability to adapt and survive. Her resilience was a beacon of hope. It was this strength that she carried with her as she boarded the Silver Wave, unaware of the trials that lay ahead. Her journey was just beginning, and the true test of her endurance was yet to come. The early days of the expedition were filled with optimism. The men, young and eager to prove themselves, embraced the adventure that lay before them. They set up camp, their tents dwarfed by the vastness of the Arctic landscape. Ada, too, felt a flicker of hope. The expedition offered not only a chance to escape the confines of her life in Nome, but also a generous payment that would allow her to provide for her young son, Bennett, who suffered from tuberculosis. She diligently tended to her tasks, cooking meals and keeping the men's spirits high. Yet beneath the surface, a sense of unease lingered. The Arctic held a raw, untamed power that commanded respect. As the days grew shorter and the temperature plummeted, the true nature of their challenge began to reveal itself. Winter descended upon Wrangel Island with a vengeance. The sun, a distant memory, vanished below the horizon, plunging the island into perpetual twilight. Temperatures plummeted to life-threatening lows. The once frozen sea, their only escape route, remained stubbornly frozen. The expedition's supplies began to dwindle. The promised supply ship, their lifeline to the outside world, failed to arrive. Fear, a constant companion, gnawed at the edges of their dwindling hope. Tensions flared within the group as the reality of their situation sank in. The men, ill-prepared for the harsh conditions, grew weaker with each passing day. Scurvy, the silent killer, took hold, its icy grip tightening around their bodies. Ada, her own health failing, found herself caring not only for herself, but also for the men who were now dependent on her for survival. Section 5. Alone on the Ice. January 1923. A year had passed since the expedition landed on Wrangel Island. The harsh Arctic winter had taken its toll on the team, testing their endurance and willpower. 3 of the men, desperate for rescue, made a perilous attempt to cross the frozen sea to Siberia. They hoped to find help and bring back supplies, but the journey was fraught with danger. They were never seen again. The frozen expanse swallowed them, leaving no trace of their fate. Ada remained behind, tending to the remaining expedition member, Lorne Knight, who lay dying of scurvy. She did everything she could to ease his suffering, but the isolation weighed heavily on her. She was now utterly alone, stranded on the edge of the world with a man too sick to help himself. The vast, icy wilderness stretched out before her, a constant reminder of her isolation. Fear threatened to consume her, but Ada refused to surrender. She knew that giving in to despair would mean certain death. She drew upon a well of strength she didn't know she possessed. Every day was a test of her resilience and determination. She ventured out into the blinding white wilderness, armed with a rifle and her wits to hunt for food. The Arctic was unforgiving, but she learned to navigate its challenges. She taught herself to trap foxes, their fur providing much-needed warmth. Each successful hunt was a small victory in her struggle for survival. She faced polar bears, their massive forms casting long shadows across the ice. These encounters were terrifying, but she stood her ground. Each day was a battle against starvation, exhaustion, and the crushing weight of her responsibility. Ada Blackjack's story is one of incredible courage and unyielding spirit in the face of overwhelming odds. Section 6. A Mother's Strength. Through it all, Ada clung to the memory of her son Bennett. His face, etched in her heart, became a beacon of hope in the unforgiving darkness. She would survive. She had to, for him. She read her Bible for solace, finding strength in its verses. She spoke to the spirits of her ancestors, seeking their guidance. And slowly, against all odds, Ada began to adapt to the harsh realities of her existence. She learned to read the subtle signs of the Arctic, to navigate its dangers, to find sustenance in its barren embrace. Section 7. The Will to Live. Summer arrived, a brief respite from the relentless grip of winter. The ice began to break up, but it was too late for Lorne Knight. He succumbed to scurvy, leaving Ada truly alone. She buried him as best she could, a cairn of stones marking his final resting place. Despair threatened to engulf her, but Ada refused to give in. She had come too far, fought too hard to surrender now. She would live for herself, for Lorne, and most importantly, for Bennett. Section 8. Rescue and Return. August 1923. A ship appeared on the horizon, its sails billowing in the Arctic wind. Ada, her heart pounding in her chest, raced to the shore, waving her arms frantically. The ship, a whaling vessel, had stumbled upon Wrangel Island by chance. On board was a rescue party searching for the long-lost expedition. They found Ada, emaciated but alive, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Her return to civilization was met with a mix of awe and skepticism. Some questioned her story, accusing her of abandoning her companions, but Ada stood firm, her quiet strength speaking volumes. She had survived against all odds, and she would not apologize for her strength. Section 9. A Legacy of Courage. Ada Blackjack's story is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. It is a story of courage, resilience, and the unwavering love of a mother. It is a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable adversity, hope can endure. Ada's ordeal left an indelible mark on her. She returned to a world that struggled to understand her experience, yet she persevered, finding solace in the love of her son. She continued to live a life of quiet dignity, her story inspiring generations to come. Ada Blackjack's legacy is one of courage and hope. She faced the unforgiving wilderness and emerged victorious, a beacon of resilience in a world desperately in need of heroes. Her story serves as a timeless reminder that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can triumph over adversity.